know, this is it. You guys are trying to be a part of a community that is very segregated. And the fact when things like this can happen, you know, we have to be excited, gotta have positive energy. We want to give you information that can be useful, but it's kind of hard if the energy and the vibe, you know, let's get into
it. Well, you know, good afternoon, Miami. It's a pleasure to be here. It's hot and humid and sticky outside. I'm coming from sunny, no humidity Los Angeles, but it's a pleasure to be with you all. Super excited about today to be able to have a chat with one of my existing investors, actually one of my first investors, who I'm forever indebted and thankful for, indebted to and thankful for believing in me early when I didn't really have much to believe in other than whatever dream I sold you. No product, no nothing, but I had a lot of passion and a lot of energy, which we need more of in this room. So
I feel like we're at like the preschool. Like, do we need to like make everybody stand up and do some exercises and some breathing? It's like, yes. It's like man, like we should be very grateful to the founders and co-founders of creating something like this. When I first walked in the room, I was like, wow, you forget that there are Black people in Miami, right? And so, you know, even though we're talking about serious stuff, it's like, come on, we're a fun culture. Technology is a fun culture. Like, we need you guys to kind of like loosen up. It's okay to be, it's okay. It's no judgment here. We're just trying to have a good time and a good conversation.
Because the difference is when you're in Silicon Valley and the room looks completely different, they're all collaborating, chatty, laughing, because they're already where they want to be. And we need to develop that energy and that collaboration amongst ourselves, because we're going to turn this into that. So I'm excited about it.
Thank you.
And get used to rooms not looking like this anymore, because as you continue to excel in tech, you will start to be the only one. So you better be excited when you see a bunch of people that look like you.
Okay, like this is.
I can tell you that. That's
thank
a
you,
fact.
thank you so much to Black Men Talk Tech, because this stuff is important. And having been in this environment for a while now, as well as you, rooms do not look like this. Okay, it does not look like this. So you all need to know each other. You all need to exchange information, because you are going to be your best asset. It does not look like this, I promise you.
Totally. So let's get into it. Mo, I want to know, you know, you had an extremely successful music career in a very cutthroat industry, very similar to venture in the startup world. But what led you from leaving the music industry and coming over to venture?
Oh, that's a good question. So, you know, I still own my music side and the publishing side. I stepped down as the acting CEO after 20 years because when I was getting my master's, I was introduced to angel investing. And I became very angry. How did we have this huge financial team who is not educating us, informing us on private equity or angel investing? And it's where I actually met my now business partner on the tech fund on Rain Ventures. And we spent 7 years proving a thesis. What if we do invest in people of color and women specifically? What will that outcome look like? And once we were able to prove that thesis, I ended up stepping down because it's a real problem. Still in 2019, we're getting less than 2% of funding between all people of color and women. That is an issue. It's a real problem. So for me personally, I felt like it was an obligation.
Dope.
Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? I literally was in the music industry for 20 plus years as a CEO and a co-founder, high profile, married to a high profile person, making millions and millions and millions of dollars. Can call anybody, did my work in my sleep. I stepped down because of people like us. We're not getting funded. This is an obligation on all of our parts.
Yeah, we need more people like Monique who actually care. There's a lot of people who get a lot of headlines, who are in the music industry and can make a penny drop investment in a company and get the headline as if they led the round. But it's the people that are sitting here today actually putting both time and money into founders like us, who actually really deserve the praise. So I just want to highlight that. So, we're in a room full of, actually, how many people in the room are actually founders?
Oh, the majority.
So
Okay.
the majority. Dope. So these questions are going to be for you. So Monique, someone walks into your office for the first time. What are you looking for in a founder?
Okay. For an investment side, or just to even have a
For,
conversation?
so good question.
Right.
Let's what is the statement? It's ask for advice and you'll get money, and ask for money and you'll get a lot of advice. So let's start with a conversation. How does someone get a conversation with you?
I tell founders that you guys are in a very unique position because when I was starting my company, we had yellow pages. And we would have to make phone calls to other friends in other states and ask them to look something up for us in that particular city. You founders have access to a global network on social media. And unfortunately, too many founders are using it for highlighting their lifestyle versus actually networking. So I talk to founders who approach me properly through social media, through Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I answer every single email when it's approached appropriately. I don't respond to hey. And then when founders approach me personally and in my face, for me, it's always about, first of all, understanding the environment that you're in. If I'm getting ready to speak, it's probably not the best time to start doing your pitch to me. If I'm in an environment where we're all just having a conversation, I always exchange my information with a founder. I look for them to give me all information, not just on their idea. I think that's where a lot of times it's hard as an investor that most founders approach me about their idea, but they don't know anything about their market. They haven't done any research. But just to have a conversation, I'm always willing to have a conversation. In fact, I think all of us need to take more time to have conversations. We come from a culture where we welcomed people into our homes. We cooked for people, and that is the way I've set up my business model. It is the way I approach founders and allow them to approach me. And in fact, as you know, founders get to come to my home, spend a couple days there.
Which is dope.
And we get into it. I'm very approachable as long as there is a respect. If you respect yourself, then I'm going to respect what you're trying to talk to me about. Now, from on an investment side, which is a very different conversation, we're looking at the pitches. We're looking at the market opportunity. There is a process of due diligence. I tell people all the time, just because we have a lens on minority funding doesn't mean the process changes, right? An investment is still an investment and you're expecting a return. So the due diligence is still the same. We just are able to look past some of the blind spots that a lot of traditional investors are. So you still have to have your business model and your business plan. And I will tell you, in the last, 24 to 48 hours, we saw 4 CEOs of publicly traded companies, right, that came out of pretty much Silicon Valley. Their CEOs had to step down. I know that the founders, this instant canvas, 2-page, no. You need to understand your business plan. You need to have a real business plan. And those are the founders that I'm willing to have in-depth conversations with about the funding side.
Totally. I have this concept called don't over chop. And that means stop talking, don't talk too much. And to her point of approaching an investor in an environment, specifically, if they're out having a time, they're drinking, they're relaxed, that is not the time to go do a 15-minute pitch with that investor. That is the fastest way to get them to figure out how to get you out of their face. But when you exchange information, if you approach them the right way, you tell them a little bit about yourself. Also, flattering an investor goes a long way. The more you know about them, the more you can talk about them and make them feel like I'm not saying this necessarily applies to Monique, but in the real Silicon Valley, the more you can kind of big them up and make them feel like they're on the top of the world, the more they actually want to hear from you. But once you get the contact information, just, you've done your job. Just bow out, because you're going to probably talk too much and you're probably going to mess it up.
I would like to add something to this too, though. As a founder, if you are talking to an investor, to what Travis said is so true, you should understand what type of investor they are. You should also know what is in their portfolio, because some investors focus in certain areas. So just like their time is valuable as a founder, so is yours. Yours is very valuable. So you need to research.
Yeah, because you can spend too much. I think, especially in black tech, I think a lot of the times we get frustrated because things may not go our way. But I think we spend too much time knocking on doors that even if it were open, it still couldn't be helpful to us. It's individuals who actually do not invest in companies like yours. They don't invest in the region in which you live in or your company's based in. There's a lot of different things that go into raising venture capital. And I think that the more you know about an investor before you approach them, the better off your experience will be.
Agreed.